Hello lovely butterflies, welcome to this journal on Monday, week 171. To start this new spread in my trusted journal on Monday, or journal, I'm protecting it as good as I can because I know that I want to use quite some water for the first layer. So I'm taping the spine with masking tape and I'm placing kitchen roll in between the next pages. I'm spraying my water and now I can go in with the Colorex colors that I've chosen. These are watercolors. And then I'm adding some more water to blend them around. And I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera. Someone was coming up the stairs. Yes, when someone comes up the stairs, everything shakes in my studio. To spread the color around, I'm just folding the paper back, flipping my journal back and forth, just to mix it all over. But I am not leaving it to dry as such because I'm going in immediately with gesso to soften it down and push it in the background. As I don't want that hard line in the middle of my spread, I'm going back in with my paintbrush and smushing around the rest of gesso that I have. I want to add a little bit of texture to that gesso, so I'm pressing down the pages together and then lifting it again. This is a charcoal XXL block from Derwent. And I'm just scraping some color on the spread and then going back in with gesso again to push it back into the background. I really want that soft, dreamy background that is not white but not really color either. And then to add texture again, very, very lightly, I'm pressing the pages together once more. So the gesso got moved around, sticking to the other side, which is okay because it's adding that little extra something to the background. I'm not done adding extra somethings because I'm going back in with white, this time pure white. This is a chalky finish and just applying it with my brayer to maintain that matte finish to the spread. White is fun until a certain point. I still want to have that soft, dreamy color look to it. So I'm scraping some more of that charcoal block into it and then applying it on the paper. Time for some real contrast. So I'm going in with a gray chalky finish and just scraping it here and there on the paper. To maintain that soft, dreamy look of the background, I'm going back in with white chalky finish, scraping some more of that charcoal XL block into it, and then pushing that gray paint into the background. I'm getting my white Posca pen ready because I want to give even more organic feel to that gray paint that I've added. So I'm just doodling some lines. I want to add some darker shading here and there. So I'm going in with a darker color of the graphite blocks, and then doing the same thing again. Now the graphite block was a little bit too light, so I did the same thing with a charcoal block. I'm picking out the two stencils that I want to work with, and of course there's my circle stencil. Of course, what did you expect? And then I also took out my honeycomb stencil. I'm scraping some more charcoal, this time in white chalky finish paint, and I'm just dabbing it on with a sponge to really maintain that soft and dreamy effect about it. And because of what I added, I want to re-accentuate those white lines because they really give me that organic feel that I want in this spread. And this right there is where I messed up with my camera. I'm so sorry about this. What I did was to mix up some gesso with some more script on charcoal from the XL blocks, and then just what I did, just like I did with the small circle, I applied it with my finger using my circle stencil. I also, and I did that before I did the big circle, I stamped with my number stamp using archival ink only where the big circle would come. And then to add some shading, I'm using my Inktense pencils from Derwent. I'm mixing the ink black and charcoal gray so that I have a bit of a gradient within my shading. So these are water soluble, and now I can just play around with the water. This is actually very fun to do because it actually feels like a meditation. I really love doing this. So if you feel stressed out, just take out some water soluble something and create a shading or a gradient. This is a piece of plaster strip that I had left over from my last week's A Layer a Day challenge. And I really wanted to put it on the spread using my sewing machine, but it was so fragile that that was simply not an option. So the only thing I could do with it was just to stick it on the paper. Now to make it pop just a little, I'm using one of the A Layer a Day challenge stickers, as I thought the colors were matching. But as everything is very, very soft, I need to keep this at a minimum. So I'm really tearing it up into a small strip. And then on top of things, I will glue it halfway underneath the plaster. I think that some splatters are in order, so I'm taking back that gray chalky paint, adding some water to it. And it was just a little bit too light. I wanted to be a bit darker, so I added some black as well. Now I'm not leaving them to dry entirely. I'm drying the surface and then lifting up the rest of the paint. Again, just to keep everything super soft. That seems to be the main word, which is in great contrast with the wording of my spread, which says brave. That was really something that I needed to accentuate. And then to cut off the white of the sticker, I'm using a new color too, adding some water to it and then applying it on the sticker. A little bit of shading again, very, very lightly, just keeping everything so soft. But I wanted to have some shading around the spread as well, so I'm using that same Inktense pencil, and this time I'm just using the black one, going all over the edges of the paper and then blending it with water again. Now, as I'm working on top of the paint, it doesn't have that much grip, so it's staying super soft. If I would be doing this directly on the paper, that would be very black. When I took the photos of the spread, I decided to add some thread underneath the wording, and that's when I was done. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you will join me again next Thursday for a new Papillons Fluttering, next Saturday for a new A Layer a Day challenge. Meanwhile, don't forget to put down a layer a day, butterfly kisses.